What's up everyone, welcome back. Patrick here. In this video, and actually in the next couple of videos, we're going to do a little bit of a review on the difference quotient and simplifying it, because if you remember from grade 12, we used it to find derivatives, and we're going to be using it again a lot in this course. So just a little practice of some fundamentals. So we got to simplify each of these two cases. So starting with 1, if f of x equals 10 minus x squared, we have to find f of 2 plus h minus f of 2 all over h. We got to simplify this over here. So f of 2 plus h, we would plug in this 2 plus h for this x squared. So we'd have, let's put a square bracket here, 10 minus 2 plus h squared minus f of 2. Now what's f of 2? We would plug in 2 for this x, we'd have 10 minus 2 squared, which is just 6, 10 minus 4. And this is going to be all over h. So this square bracket here is f of 2 plus h, and then this 6 here is f of 2. And we got the minus in front, all over h. So now we just got to simplify this numerator as much as possible. So what would happen is we'd have 10 minus, now 2 plus h squared, that would be 4 plus 4h plus h squared, minus 6 all over h. So I just took that 2 plus h squared, FOILed it out, ended up getting this, but we're subtracting that whole thing. So you want to put it in brackets. And then I took out the square brackets. They're unnecessary. There's nothing in front of the square brackets that we had to distribute inside, so didn't have to write them. And then we just got to simplify this here. So if we distribute the negative inside, notice we'll have 10 minus 4, which is 6, minus 6. So this, and that net out to 0. And then we'll have negative 4h minus h squared. So we'll have negative 4h minus h squared all over h. And then notice that we could simplify this further. We could factor out an h from the top. So we'll have h, and then we'll have negative 4 minus h. Like that. This is still going to be all over h. Yeah. Notice the h's cancel out. And so we'd be left with negative 4 minus h. And that's what this simplifies to if f of x equals 10 minus x squared. Right? What about number 2? Number 2 is going to take more algebra. We got f of x equals x to the power 3 minus 2x. And then we have to find f of a plus h minus f of a all over h. So I'm going to actually, let's write it over here. So we have f of a plus h minus f of a all over h. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with f of a plus h first, because I feel like it's going to get a little crazy with this exponent 3. So what I'm going to do is a plus h to the power 3 minus 2 times a plus h. And then we got to FOIL this out 3 times. So you'd have a plus h times a plus h times a plus h like this. So you could FOIL out these two brackets first. You'll have a squared plus 2ah plus h squared, and still multiplying by that a plus h there. And then you'd FOIL out all of that stuff. Now I'm going to use, for this, Pascal's triangle. If you've never used Pascal's triangle, don't worry about it. Just use this method and just FOIL everything out, simplify it, make sure you get the same answer that I get. The answer you should get is a to the power of 3 plus 3a squared h plus 3ah squared plus h to the power of 3. Right? So if you FOIL all this out, simplify all of the like terms, you should end up getting this over here. And then we still have the minus 2a minus 2h, like that. Right? And notice that there's no like terms here. Okay, so nothing simplifies here. So this ends up being the entire expression for f of a plus h. So I'm going to write it in square brackets. We'll have a to the power 3 plus 3a squared h plus 3a h squared plus h to the power of 3 minus 2a minus 2h. All right, so if f of x is x to the power 3 minus 2x, f of a plus h is this entire square bracket over here, right? And then, you know what, let's, I'll just write the function up here. F of x equals x to the power 3 minus 2x. Told you this would be a lot of algebra. So now what we're going to be doing is subtracting f of a. F of a, we just simply plug in a for all the x values. So we'll have a to the power 3 minus 2a all over h. And then when we distribute this negative inside, this would become minus a3 plus 2a. Notice that this a3, that a3 will cancel out, and then this negative 2a plus 2a will cancel out. And so we'd be left with 3a squared h plus 3a h squared plus h cubed minus 2h all over h. And then notice we could factor out an h from all these. So we'll be left with 3a squared plus 3ah plus h squared minus 2 all over h. The h's cancel out, so we're just finally left with this bracket, which cannot simplify any further. And so that there ends up being the simplified answer for this expression when f of x is x to the power 3 minus 2x.